VET price update. Let's get into it. So Chris, today we'll be taking a cheeky look at VeChain and specifically the VET token. We'll have a look to see how the VET token has been performing recently, and we'll have a look at the 1-day chart, the 4-hourly chart, and the 1-hourly chart. Compare these charts together to see if we can see what's going to happen to the VET token in the next few days, weeks, and months. We obviously have high expectations for VeChain, and it's one of those fantastic projects that we invested in early on. So hopefully guys, you will find this video useful and informative. If you do, hit the like button. We both really do appreciate that. And of course, if you want to know more about those hidden gems and learn about new cryptocurrencies, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By subscribing, you're going to be kept up to date with everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free and you'll stay well informed. So why not? And Chris, is there anything else you would like to add before we jump down to the charts and start talking about, the VET token?
Yeah, I was just going to say, let us know in the comments below what you think the price prediction, your price prediction is for 2021, peak of the bull run. Like to know.
Fantastic. Right, let's jump down to the desktop and see what's going on here with the VET token.
Let's do it.
Fantastic. So here we are. This is VeChain to the USDT. We are looking at the daily chart to start with, and Binance is our data source. We have the Fibonacci retracement tool on here from our low level on the 28th of February through to that high that we achieved on the 22nd of March. From here, this that actual upside rally, Chris, took 22 days from down here to the top end there. And what I'll do is I'll just throw on for a bit of a laugh how many gains we saw. So that rally was 176% in gains, which is pretty good. And if we scroll right back to those early days, Chris, from that high point that we've achieved here, 3 to 1 we got in, that's I believe that 3,660% gains. So significant gains have been made. But that doesn't mean that this rally is over by any stretch of the imagination. So after achieving this high point here on the 22nd of March, a retracement was due. And we actually came down and almost took out the 618. We didn't quite get there, but I believe that's what the intention was. And normally, as I usually say, we expect one of those three areas to kind of get hit. 618 is usually the top one, followed by 50% retracement and then the 38.2%, okay, at the bottom there. Now, the exceptions are the red zone down at the bottom here. Sometimes that can happen, but it's rare. And sometimes also you only go down to the 702. Again, in rare circumstances does that happen. Now, we can see the importance of that 702 on this particular chart. That is an area where there seems to be a major support line. Now, we had the wick come down on the 25th of March down towards that 618 area, but actually it closed up there above the 702. And likewise, that's where it started the next day, and it took out that 786 as well. And it's pretty much stayed up in that 786 area for a little bit of time here. We had the pullback most recently into here, into that 702 area, but then it came immediately right back up into that 786 zone. So that's all really positive, Chris, because that's indicating to us that there's a lot of buying pressure up here, and the second that it comes down to these lower areas, it basically becomes oversold, and people just don't want to let that opportunity lie, so they buy it up, which is fantastic. Now, if we can see here with the 50 moving average, the 100 moving average, and the 200 moving average, both of those are way below our candles at the moment on this daily chart, and that's kind of quite normal. You see it like this on the daily, but on the 4-hourly and the hourly, they're more intertwined with the candles, so not to be discouraged there. Our yellow line here, this represented an area of major resistance back in the day. That has now changed. That's actually no longer really relevant, but what I am going to do is I'm going to move this up here because I can see this area being a bit of the next area of resistance that we need to push through. And we can see this in terms of where we closed positions were over here, how we were unable to close over here, unable to close above it here, and we're fighting to push through it now on this particular chart. So on today's the 5th of April, right? So we're really struggling to push through that barrier, and that barrier comes in at 9.4 So we're going to be watching that area closely, see if we can turn that resistance into support. And obviously, as we push up, we want to take out that all-time high and then head on further north. Now, the volumes are quite, I guess, yeah, they've been decreasing over time, Chris, and most recently they've been pretty static, pretty flat, and the last 3 days have actually been declining. So not the best from a volume point of view, but it has helped stabilize the price, which is a good thing. The RSI is also quite nicely corrected from an overbought situation that we were in over here on the 21st of March when we were climbing up. And ultimately, we actually come this right down now towards that 63 area on this RSI as of the 5th of April. So things are looking pretty good there. We obviously have our 37.41 blue line on our RSI. This is the area where we always tend to come down to and bounce up from. And key examples are here. Now, it's more relevant when you look at the hourly, but we'll have a look at that as well in a moment. So things are looking pretty good, Chris, on this daily chart. We're not overbought. Loads of momentum there. If that volume spikes up, we will get past that resistance zone. And we are incredibly close to that all-time high area. And the first price target, Chris, that comes in at 13.8 cents. That's about a 47% move from the current position. So one to watch out for there. Now, let's pull this into our 4-hourly view and see what's going on. And from here, again, we can see how those moving averages are now intertwined with our candles. The 50 moving average seems to be the one that's actually acting as a bit of support or resistance in certain areas. So most recently it's acting as support, which is a good indication of things to come, as is the 100 moving average. They're coming up together now, so going to be watching those moving averages quite closely. The 200 moving average is quite far behind those candles still, so obviously things to watch out for there. And in terms of our RSI, Chris, that 37.41, we can see how we're having these touches come down to this area yet again. So most recently we had that touch over here at about 9 p.m. On the 3rd of April, and we've rallied to a pretty decent position on this 4-hourly chart, about 58. So lots of room still on the upside here, but the volumes are not exactly supporting. So the volumes are quite low. They've actually been decreasing on the last 3 candles, but we want to see this volume actually increase if we want to take advantage of what's left of that RSI. So otherwise, Chris, yeah, resistance there, but we have got support on those moving averages. We obviously have good support on the 786 and the 702. So I don't think there's going to be huge amounts of falling down for the VET price at this point in time. I think the correction, which was down over here, was needed. It's very much needed after that high point. And we got bouncing from that that 100 moving average just there. And again, support of that 100 there, that 100 there. And yeah, we're doing quite well in terms of bouncing from those averages of this 4-hourly chart. And yeah, I think things are looking pretty good. Right, let's take a look, Chris, at the hourly view. And again, this time we have all of those averages coming together here. It looks like we have a really good shot at coming up into that area of 9.4, right? We're really fighting against that resistance on this hourly, but we are getting good support of the 200 moving average, the 100 or the 50. They've all kind of converged together there, which is interesting. The volumes had spiked up a little bit, and they are, doing okay. They're not the best, but they're doing okay. And we can see how we got below our 37.41 area here. And yeah, we've done quite well to kind of hold this area quite well across those hours. Now, we are much higher here. We're at about 50 on that RSI, 58 on the RSI, so higher than we'd like to be here, but there is still plenty of room to the upside if that volume does support. Most likely scenario though, guys, is we'll probably end up getting a small retracement in the next few hours, hopefully to pull it down to here and then have another attempt at that all-time high and that area there. Things are looking pretty good if that volume supports that. But yeah, Chris, everything on the VET chart here on this hourly looks pretty good. We really are trying to push our way through that that area of resistance at 9.4. So let's pull this back up into our daily view, and what we'll do is we'll just have a look and see what's going on. So now we know that the RSI is actually much lower on the 4-hourly and the hourly than the daily slightly higher. All of those RSIs are not overbought or oversold, so lots of potential to the upside there. The volumes seem to be the things that are letting the VET token down at the moment. So if buyers decide that actually now is a good time to buy and the volume spikes up, there's plenty of room on that RSI to take advantage of that. We have got that resistance though at 9.4. I would imagine that actually there'll be a short-term pullback, maybe into around this area here. which are coming at about 9.2. So a little few kind of percentage points just dropped there. In order to correct the RSI on the 1 hourly view, that would then give us enough momentum, I think, to spike on up. The fact that those moving averages are coming up higher and up towards that area of 9.4 does give us a lot of ground then and potential to push on through that resistance. Of course, once we do that, we want to basically back test on that resistance and turn it into support. And if we can do those things, I think we're going to have a real good shot at taking that 47% move up to that price target of 13.8 cent. Things are looking pretty juicy when it comes to the VET price, Chris, and the price action here for the VET token. We often speak about how good VET is and Vechain as a whole, and it would be only just that the VET price does increase dramatically. It should be a top 10 project in my opinion, Chris, and I think you do align to that. So after that first price target at 13.8 cent, the next one becomes 20 cent, followed by 26, followed by 30. And my main target this year to kind of just see hit is 50 cent. And then from there, we'll have to see if the data supports something like a $1 or $2 price target for the VET token. Now, a lot of people are talking about $1 or $2. Lots of analysts out there saying that Vechain could get to $2, all that kind of stuff. For me, I just want to see 50 cent get hit first. And then once that's been achieved, reassess the situation, look at the data and see what that's actually going to be telling us. Are we likely to go further than 50 cent? Are we not? But once we have that data hit, I think we'll definitely be able to assess that situation. I think 50 cent, Chris, is achievable quite comfortably with Vechain, and I think it will even potentially surpass that. But I do want to see 50 cent get hit first. But Chris, is there anything else you would like to kind of cover off in terms of the VET price update?
Well, lots of people are going to be saying, have you changed your opinion on the $1? Because we have been saying $1 for a long time, and that hasn't really changed. It's just a case of we want to see the 50 cent get sort of taken out. My feelings are it's a fantastic project. It's got some momentum now, and we're still going to see that $1 in my opinion. But it's one of those, we do like to see some of the lower points get taken out first. You have to.
Absolutely. So guys, hopefully you have found this useful and informative. If you have, hit the like button. We both really do appreciate that. And if you want to know more about those hidden gems, learn about new cryptocurrencies and potentially make some money, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free and you will stay well informed. So why not? And with that said, we hope everyone has a fantastic day and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Take care.